Hi, I'm Sophie and welcome to my world. Today I've got the cutest little craft for you. It's a miniature piñata and it's made out of snow cone cones. I'm going to show you how to make one right now. For this project, you have 2 cone cups, paper streamers, scissors, candy, a glue gun, ribbon, beads with large holes, duct tape, a wooden skewer or small thin screwdriver, an X-Acto knife, and a work surface. First thing we are going to do is we're going to prep our piñata base, which is going to just be these 2 cones put together. So I'm going to take a little scissors and I'm just going to cut the little tip off of the end here, right there, and the tip right there at that end. I'm now going to use my ribbon to make some streamers. I'm going to make these about 18 inches long. Cut that at an angle. And I'm going to tie a knot with just a regular knot, like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these little ends and put them all together. And this is where I'm going to need that little screwdriver or something that's a little sharp. You can use a dowel, you can use a screwdriver, but I'm going to just use this and push this. See how there you've got your ribbon there? I'm just going to push this ribbon through that hole down at the bottom so that I can pull it out. And that knot's going to keep that in place, and you can see how pretty that's going to look. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side, but what I'm going to do on this side is I'm going to use my ribbon and I'm going to put it through a bead. And the reason I'm going to do that is I am going to actually keep this from pulling through if I should use it as an actual piñata. So if I tied a knot, it might slip through, but if I use a nice big bead like this one, it's going to stop it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to feed these 2 ends through my bead, and again, if I need to, I'll use my little handy dandy. This is a tiny little screwdriver, but you could use an awl, or you could use a skewer, or even a toothpick would work. I'm just going to push that one through there too as well. And then figure out how long you want your hanger to be. I figure about there is good. And tie this end off. And again, I'm just using both and tying it off on the bottom. I can snip the extra here, so I can have more candy. Less fabric means more candy. Okay, then I'm just going to take this end, which is the looped end, and once again I'm going to use that little awl, you can see in there, and I'm going to push that through and pull that up. And now I've got a nice hanger that's not going to go anywhere. It's nice and solid in there. So now I get to fill this with candy. Yay! This is the best part. So I get to put my favorite candies in here, some lollipops. This could also make like a great, if you don't want to use it as a piñata, you make a great little decoration, but it could also make like a great little goodie bag. So you like decorate with it, and then at the end of the party, let everybody choose their own. Or, it could even be a great craft that the kids could do. Okay, so as you can see, I've got lots and lots of candy in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put the glue on the side without the candy. So I'm going to take my hot glue set up right over here, and I'm going to run a bead of glue all the way around the top rim here. All the way around. Now, of course, be careful when you're using your hot glue. Don't want to burn your fingers. But I'm going to go all the way around, just like that. And then I'm going to make sure that my candy is in place. I'm very prone to putting lots of candy in. And then just put this piece that has the glue on top of the piece that has the candy. And there you go. Just put that into place like that. And there you go. And then let that dry really good. And we're going to use our duct tape now. So what I like to do is I like to make a whole strip that goes from here to here. So I lay this down, and I'm going to use this as my measuring device. So I'm just going to lay it from one end to the next, like that, boop, boop. And with my X-Acto knife or box cutter, I'm going to just cut right there. Now I'm going to actually just cut this into 4 thin strips. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 3 cuts, that'll give me 4 strips. And I'm going to pull up my first piece and just lay that right at the top and go down to the gap and then down to the other side where my ribbon is. And if I got a little extra, I can come back and cut that off at the end. I'm not going to cut it off right this moment because I'm going to end up with 4 pieces that are going to be a little bit long, but that's okay. So then I'm just going to rotate a 1/4 turn and do the same thing. Start at the top, go down to the bottom. Now, one thing I do want to give you a note about, these cups have a little tiny bit of wax on them. They have like a little waxy surface. And because of that waxy surface, you're going to find that you need something sturdy to stick to this. So not all stickers will stick. Okay, so see now I've got that up there at the top? I can just pull those little pieces together, all 4 of them, and they bind together, and they're just going to be right there at the bottom, and that looks really pretty, just like that. So now what I want to do is I want to add my last little bit of flair, and that's going to be with my paper streamers. Now, what I was saying to you about the surface here, don't use a regular marker, it'll bead up, but you can use a Sharpie marker, and that will go. So I'm going to take my streamers, and this is just regular paper streamer, and what I'm going to do is fold it in half long ways, like this. So I'm just going to fold this in half all the way down. Then I'm going to fold it in half this way and fold it in half again. Now this paper streamer is about, 12 inches long, which should be enough. Now your folded over edge, that is going to be your middle edge. And your unfolded edge, your loose edge, is going to be the edge you're going to cut. So make sure that you're not cutting the folded edge. I'm now going to just take my scissors and I'm just going to cut, and I'm going to cut almost all the way up, except I'm going to leave about a pinky's distance from the top there. So just cut, and I'm cutting these in little tiny strips, making what is basically fringe. And just cut it all the way down to the end. All the way down. Now when you get to the end, and you get to these last little bits, you want to make sure that you get those last little bits so that they open up. And now, open up your fringy, and there you can see you've got this great piñata fringe. So I'm going to start with my dark blue, and I'm going to put a little bead of glue about 1/4 away around. I don't want to put it all the way around because it'll dry before I even get done. And this is at the lip there, and I'm right underneath that lip there, and I'm just feeding this around. And then when I get to the end of my glue, I add another bit. So that's going to give me my bottom layer. And now I've got 2 more colors that I've already cut. I'm going to do my orange in the center. And I've got my light blue. And so what I'm going to do for my orange is I'm going to go for putting my glue right in that middle part there where I glued them together. I'm going to go right in the middle. And once again, I'm going to do the 1/4. For the top one, I'm going to go on the top ledge. Once you're done putting your streamers around, it's time to fluff. And just take your fingers and fluff, fluff, fluff all the way around so you get a nice, fringy piñata effect. And there you have it, your very own mini personalized piñata made out of snow cones. For more great ideas, check us out at sophie-world.com. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you click the button down below because we have new videos coming out every Wednesday and Friday. For your little piñata that's super sweet, I hope you'll give us a thumbs up.